Hello, I'm back. My name is Kathy, aka Crazy Knitting Nana. I'm sorry for having been away for so long. I don't really have any excuse. I have some questions and I want some honest answers in the um sorry, I saw something hanging out the cupboard. Looks like it's the handle to one of my measuring cups, so I'll get that after this. Might as well learn a little bit while you're on here. I have a few questions um, because I've been having trouble trying to figure out where I want to go with my channel. Now, it's going to be knitting, and I am still going to do some Learn To videos, but, um, other videos. I would like to be doing other videos, but I'm not sure what you're interested in. Are you interested in the shop with me? Are you just interested in learning the knitting techniques and um, how-tos? Do you, do you like to see my yarn hauls? Would you like to see me do yarn reviews? Now, I don't crochet. Crochet is faster. I do knit. So, and that's what this channel is about, knitting. Knitting takes a little bit longer, but what I could do is uh, do it in little bits, like talk, cast on and say how I feel about the cast on, and then stop and do a few rows, or just do a tiny little bit, cast on 10 stitches and then knit and tell you what I think. Would that be of interest to you? Um, I'm not sure what else I could go with. You can let me know. Those were some things that I thought of that, the shop with me and yarn reviews and Learn To are all over YouTube. And I was kind of hoping to come up with something new with knitting for my channel. I would like to do a live one day. And again, if I get up to 500, I will be doing a giveaway. Excuse me, I need a drink. I will be doing another giveaway. Um, so that being said, that's why I haven't been on here for a while because I don't really go do a lot of shopping. Because as most of you know, I don't have a job. I don't have any money. I ask my husband, when I need or want something. And to be quite honest, I really don't need anything. And when I go shopping anymore in the stores, it just seems like it's the same thing over and over and over again. I I don't know. I don't know what you want. So if you would help me out and let me know what you would like to see, or if you do enjoy the shop with me, so I'll start doing them again. Um, Not very often. I won't, I mean, you can have too many shop with me's, I think. Uh, I will say this. I did go into Joann's and I was horribly disappointed in the fact that our local Joann's, the yarn selection is just, it's poor. It's kind of sad. And Michael's, mm, I just don't know what to say. Now, I have not been back in Hobby Lobby in a while, but the last time I was in there, they had shortened that out too. I mean, they didn't have as much. So that makes me wonder, are people just buying more online and that's why these stores are not doing so well? Or is it that the local yarn shops are doing so well and the box stores are, you know, not? Even my Walmart, the yarn selection there is just gone way down. And for those who can't afford shopping online because you have to order so much to get free shipping, but then again, some can't afford the shipping cost either. And a lot of people can't afford going into the local yarn shops. So I don't want to see our box stores to quit carrying. I don't want us to lose our local yarn shops. And it's nice to have other people's local yarn shops online so that I can shop at their local yarn shops when my local yarn shops may not have what I need. Now, all that being said, and I'm not asking for any money, but I've told my husband I wish I could win the lottery. Now, of course, you have to play the lottery to win it. And we do every once in a while. We'll play it once in a while. Be nice if we could really win some of the big money because one of my local yarn shops is up for sale. Now, it's 30 minutes away, this local yarn shop, 45 minutes away. And it's up for sale. And I'd love to buy it, except for one little thing. It wouldn't stay where it is. Sorry, Roanokeers. I would move it here and open my own yarn shop. I would have an unusual yarn shop, I think, because I would carry a few yarns for those that only work with acrylic. And the big store cottons. I'm not a snob. Uh, I am, but I'm not. When I worked for the yarn shop, I still would buy acrylics, and a lot of people are like, "Don't make things for babies out of acrylic." You know, I do. I don't see a problem with it because most young people today don't know how to take care of a wool. They're not going to hand wash or they're not going to take it to the dry cleaners. And they don't have the time for that. If mom was stay-at-home mom, that'd be different. But most moms work, and they work long hours just like dad, and hard hours. So I do. I make things out of acrylic, and I say throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer, and let them drag it through the mud. It's not going to hurt. And I encourage all crafters to enjoy your craft. That means if you can't afford the 100% wool or the 75-25% or whatever, or the cashmere or, you know, silk or whatever 100% or mixture, if you can't afford to pay $25 for a skein of yarn, then don't do it. Go pay for what you can afford. And if it's cheaper online, no one can blame you. Well, people will fuss, but don't let them bother you with that. You do what you can do and you buy what you can buy and you enjoy making what you're going to make. That way you enjoy your hobby. And if you can afford the more expensive items for whatever hobby, so for us knitters and crocheters, it's our yarn, our hooks, our needles, and our accessories. Buy what you can afford and enjoy it. Don't let anybody steal your joy. When that happens, then another light has gone out. So, again, enjoy. So, today I'm going to teach you how to skein up a yarn without having to have a Swift or a ball winder. Because I did this um last week at my knitting group at Barnes and Noble. Now, for those in the New River Valley or even in Roanoke, if you want to come this far, um, in Christiansburg, Virginia, there's a Barnes and Noble at Spradlin Farms, and we have a group of us that meet there. We meet from 6 to 8. Now, I'm there between 5 and 5:30 just to try and get us some tables, make sure we got tables and things like that because we will have a half a dozen plus people. Let me think, and I'll tell you how many we had last night. We had one, two, three, four, five, six. I think there were 7 of us last night, maybe 8. So, want to come out and join us? And you're either visiting the area or you live in the area? Please, any crafter. You don't have to knit, you don't have to crochet, you don't have to loom knit. If you hand sew or you cross stitch or you needlepoint or you make wreaths. We had a lady making wreaths last night. We had a lady doing cards last night. We had 2 young ladies loom knitting and 2 young ladies, no, 3 young ladies crocheting and then me knitting. So we have a good time. The only thing is where we sit, there are no electrical outlets. So if you're going to bring something that requires electrical, then I'm afraid it won't work. You know, and we've had people doing the diamond dots and quilling, which is a paper art form. Macrame one night. We have one lady who kind of dabbles in everything, and she just brings something each week. You know, some of them bring stuff to color. So come on out if you're in the area and join us. If you're visiting, come in and say hi. We'd love to have you. So I was sitting there and I had some yarn. I wanted it center pulled. I didn't have my winder. So I just started doing it, and some of the ladies were like, "How do you do that?" So I showed them how to do it. So while this really wasn't meant to be a learn to video, okay, well, let's undo that. It's going to be a learn to video. Can't afford a ball winder or the Swift? That's okay. Or maybe you can afford the ball winder, but you can't afford the Swift. You can use the back of a chair. Now, what do we need those for, you're asking? Well, those are mainly for, a Swift is mainly for a hank of yarn. You remember when Joann's was carrying the wool and the cotton, and you could it was in a hank form. You can look back on some of my videos. I don't have any hanks nearby right now. Um, sorry, I was looking at my phone. My daughter-in-law is having a little bit of a issue, and I'm just trying to keep an eye out for that. So I was sitting there and I rolled up a ball of yarn with a center pull, so I got asked how to do it. So I thought today I would show you this along with asking all the silly questions and talking about absolutely nothing. And please answer those truthfully and honestly in the uh, comments below. I would And again, I would like to do a live. So also, when would be a good time for me to do a live for you? And then I will take those answers and mush them together and come up with a day and time that I hope you will come and join me. Now, I know we can say, oh, this is a good day and time, and then something happens. So let's start. This is the tail of the yarn. And if you've watched any of my Learn To videos, you know that. This part right here is actually the tail. I'm going to make this the tail of the yarn. And I'm going to put it between my middle finger and my pointer finger. And then all you have to do is start wrapping. Wrapping both fingers. Sorry. So you're wrapping both fingers. Sorry about that. So you're just wrapping. I'm not going to do a real ball. Takes a few minutes. I'm just going to do this for now. But I do want to get a good amount on here so that you will get an idea. But you just take and you wrap and you wrap and you wrap and you wrap and you wrap. Just gonna let it go through the floor. It's just cotton. It'll clean up. And of course, it's gotten all tangled up. So the joys of working with yarn. And when I'm doing a video, I really don't have the patience for this. But when I'm not doing a video, I will take everybody's tangled up yarns and untangle them happily. As long as it's not like, 300 skeins of it or something. Because I do have knitting to do, y'all. And I'm still working on um, two dishcloths that I've trying to design. But those two dishcloths that I am trying to design are for a local to me restaurant, and they are his logos. Unfortunately, I don't have well, I have a good design program. It's uh, through Linux. And it is a good design program, except I'm having trouble with it, y'all. And it's on my bigger laptop. This laptop, I think, has Windows on it. My other laptop has Linux on it. GIMP. I'm using GIMP. And while it's a good program, I'm not an artist. I have to take a picture and put it in the grid and then work it from there. Okay, so I've got a pretty good amount, to take it off my fingers. So you're just going to slide it. Of course, I'm using cotton, makes it a little harder. Okay, so you see it's got the hole through it, and you've got your center pull. So now what you're going to do is you're going to put that right there on your thumb, but you don't want your thumb poking out of it either. So I do that way, kind of hold on to it. Now, this being cotton, it's a little bit harder to hold into place, I guess, or to keep it up here because it slides. So then you just start winding your yarn around and around and around. Now, this is not perfect. And when you go to use it, it's up to you to whether you use the center pull or the out. So now if you're not a center pull person and you're wanting to do this, that's fine. But you can just take and make a ball. But if you're a center pull person, this is how you need to get it done. And you can do this way a little while and then kind of turn it sideways and go around it this way for a little bit. Oh, told you, it's harder to keep a hold of that. Make sure you don't catch up your center pull there. And we just go. I know, I'm flying around there. So, and you just twist it and turn it around and it'll make a nice little ball or whatever. So, and then when you get done and your thumb comes off, you've got a center pull. Now, I'm not saying eventually it's going to pull out and it's going to be a tangled mess. But this way it doesn't roll around and you pull from here and it'll sit there and you don't have to worry about it falling out of your bag and rolling down, and rolling away. But everybody has a different view on things, and everybody likes to do things differently, and that's okay too. That's why there are, excuse me. Oh, there we go. Picked up my ball that fell on the floor. And that is why there are so many different ways to knit and to wind up yarn and to do things. So that's how you get you a nice ball and or a nice center pull ball without having to have expensive um, accessories. But if you can afford a ball winder and you've got a nice chair with a nice back, or you got somebody that's willing to sit there with the yarn around their hands or their arms, then you don't need a Swift. So that's it for this one. I thank those who have stuck around. Welcome to those new ones who have found me. And I wish you a blessed day and a week's worth of happy crafting. Uh, Fill your days with love and joy and make sure you get some time to craft in there, especially you new moms. You do need to take a little break for yourself, whether you get to craft or just read a book or, whatever. Make sure you get a little time for you. The babies are wonderful and they're not going to be babies for long, but you still need a few minutes. And remember, you are loved and you are needed, or at least wanted, and not by the FBI, I hope. But you are loved, and I am here for you. I will make sure to put my information. If you need to talk, you will be able to email me or catch me on Facebook. I will make sure to give you that information. And I look forward to hearing all your answers and maybe trying to come up with something new and different. Okay, bye. Love you.